Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
We have a wonderful guest. It's the first time he's been on. His name's Derek SCHWARTZ, and he is the owner of Nobile Shoes. Now, I have to take... Good morning.
Morning.
Got to get close here.
Good morning.
Hi there.
Hi.
I want to tell you something, Derek. People don't realize how important their sneakers are. And I do. And I had sneakers for 5 years, and they were very comfortable. And everyone said, oh, you should have them. You should go get some others. Mm-hmm. So nothing would do. I went to some stupid store. Didn't go to your store. I went to some stupid store, got something that was apparently totally wrong. Yeah. Within 2 weeks, I had a very bad foot problem, which sent me to the podiatrist, and he had to make all sorts of things to make it fit. And I don't know, someone casually said, maybe the sneakers aren't right for you. I went and got another pair of sneakers, were a lot more expensive, but they were right. Everything then changed. So now it's your turn. I didn't realize shoes could do that.
Yeah, a lot of the population wear the wrong size shoe. And there are a lot of different foot ailments and pathologies that coincide with that. There's pinched nerves that can come up. There's callousing that can occur. Bones can deform. Your toes can deform if you wear, high heels, or bunions can deform or can arrive if there's shoes that are squeezing your toes together, if they come to a point. So I mean, all you ladies out there pay a price for fashion, right?
Right.
For your looks, but
the problem is, Derek, is that you go into these stores. There's nobody like your people at your store that you really, you're like the doctor, even though you're not a doctor, but you're so skilled in knowing what's right. And see, that's our problem. That's why I'm so glad that you're now advertising with us, because I've never known where to send anyone or where to go.
Yeah. We work. I mean, we specialize in the hard cases. I mean, we cater to everybody. Even kids come in for specialty shoes and things like that through New Balance. But we're a old-fashioned sit and fit shoe store.
I love that. That's a good thing. Do you know do you have, when you go in, people at shoe stores used to have this thing you put your foot in and it figured out what the size was? Yeah. Do you do that with people?
Yeah.
They don't do that with people anymore.
Yeah, it's called a Brannick device. Yeah.
A what?
A Brannick device.
Brannick device. That's right. I'm for Brannick devices because people are buying something that's too big, too small, too narrow. Yeah. And you can tell with that.
Right. A lot of, and your feet grow and change as you age, and so you think you're a size 6 and you might be a size 8. So
that happened to me. That's so funny you should say that. I kept saying I've always been a 7.5, and why are they killing me? And so your feet do expand as you age.
Right. So do your nose and your ears. So.
Oh, no way. I do. I noticed that.
Yeah.
You're just so young, though. You don't know yet. But it's true. That's so funny you should say that. I had a guest on my show the other day, and I was looking at his ears, and they seemed unusually large, and I'll bet they weren't large when he was young.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I didn't know about that physiology in people. But anyway, get back to our shoes. So when someone comes in, are you dealing in regular shoes, sneakers, everything? Do you have all things?
Yeah, we have big brands like, SAS, San Antonio Shoes, is made in, San Antonio. So a big following for those around here. They specialize in comfort. We carry popular brands that nurses wear, like Dansko. We carry big brands also like New Balance and Brooks. A lot of sandals. So obviously it's fitting for the area. But yeah, we carry all kinds of different shoes. So if somebody's looking for flip-flops, something to take to the beach.
Flip-flops, but that's not a good thing for people to be wearing around town because people trip, don't they?
They do.
Older people especially.
Yeah. It just depends on what you're looking for. I mean, we carry sandals with back straps, we carry extra wide widths, triple E's if people have edema from, being diabetic or something like that. We carry those.
So really, that's very important you said that. So You do carry shoes for the diabetic population.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If their feet are swelling, if you have swelling feet, edema, blood flow, issues with your blood flow, in both of our locations in Palm Beach Gardens and Delray, we have labs there that we can take what's called a plastozote insert, and that's a kind of standard, issue diabetic insert that you put inside your shoe, and that will help, with neuropathy and things like that diabetics go through, and it can be tough, when you have a lot of pain and tingling in your feet and you can't seem to get comfort. If you're not buying the right shoe, you don't have the right exact insert, or if you have pressure, you can develop ulcers. And for a diabetic, that is not good. You want something that you want to go to a place that they know what they're doing. They're going to take the time and the care to make sure they look at your feet. Take your socks off to even look at your feet. And we get referrals from all kinds of physical therapists, podiatrists, orthopedic surgeons. And so they'll send their patients to us. So, we work with a lot of referring medical professionals, and they trust us with our abilities to do that. And so we'll advise patients in basic foot care, procedures, and who to go to for a certain thing. We do gait analysis. So when somebody is walking, we have different diabetic shoes. We have shoes that are designed to stabilize the foot a certain way. So every shoe is designed, not all shoes are created equal, So there's some shoes that are designed for certain feet. And, sorry, that was my...
No, that's okay. But no, I'm glad you're talking about this, because as you're talking, I'm saying, this is fabulous. I don't know anybody that I would send someone to. I want to tell everybody again, the Nobile Shoes, and there's a new Delray location, and I'll tell you about that, but they're in Palm Beach Gardens, they're in Delray Beach. Get your pencils out. Remember, this is Pencil Talk Radio. So if I'd like you to be able to call them, I'll give one number. I'll give the Delray Beach number, then you won't be confused. And then if you need directions to go up to Palm Beach Gardens, you can do that. But this is their number. It's 561-450-6684. 450-6684. They're on South Military Trail up there in Delray Beach. And this is a rare occasion for us to have someone like this. It's funny, I've been doing radio for 25 years. I don't think I've ever had someone like you talking about shoes. I've had podiatrists and I've had orthopedic surgeons, but nobody that's really in the trenches, as they say.
Yeah.
And you're telling me so many wonderful things that people just can't get now. So people with whether you have foot problems now or not, they should go to you to avoid them, right? It's
preventative. It's preventative. I mean, we have that conversation almost every day. So we're in the preventative healthcare industry where if you don't get the right shoes now, foot ailments will crop up. I mean, it affects your ankles, it affects your knees, your lower back, and I had a lady that just came in this week and she was wearing a brace, and she goes, I should have taken care of my feet and got the right shoes, and now she has to wear a brace for what doctor's order says the rest of her life in her foot.
And people who have had strokes, I want to talk about that because I have some friends that they do have to have special kinds of shoes, don't they?
Yeah. We work with anything from people who have bilateral AFOs where they're wearing a brace for drop foot if they can't lift their foot. If they have fusions in their ankles, with equinovarus foot types where, if they have muscular dystrophy, anything like that where, they are not able to ambulate right, they're going to need a specialized service or a special shoe to accommodate their brace. We work a lot with people who come in on walkers, so they're very slow to walk, and so we even do modifications. So we have labs in both of our places where we can see you walk in, We can examine your foot. We can examine how you walk. And then based on how you plantar flex or dorsiflex your foot, your range of motion in your foot, that will determine, like, if you need, what's called a meta rocker shoe. So what that is if you're unable to lift your foot up, you need a rocker bottom shoe. So what that is something that basically allows your foot to clear its pathway when you're swinging your leg through. Right?
Wow.
So that'll, and then what we can do is even add leather to tips of shoes. So that way, when you're walking, and sometimes how you kind of catch your foot from the shoe and it makes you stumble a little forward. So we add like leather tips on the bottoms of shoes. So that way the leather slides and it prevents people from falling forward. So
this is fabulous.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that, is behind the scenes that we do.
So here you are. This is a very unusual profession. How did you get into this?
I was living in Israel for 3 years and moved back to the U.S. and was in a state where I needed to just get a quick job. So I walked into the mall. I was doing other things at the side, but I needed to at least have a part-time job. So I walked into a shoe store in the mall and was hired on the spot. Really excelled. I've been kind of a natural, sales guy, right? So
with a kind heart, I can tell.
Yeah. So we ended up. I ended up working there for about 6 months, and then went to a local shoe store. It was called Corey's Bootery, and they specialize in this stuff. Exact business model. There's a shoe repair lab, so we do shoe repair, all kinds of shoe repair. An orthotics lab, so we can make orthotics from scratch in-house. We can modify orthotics. So I thought, man, this is something here, where people come in if they're diabetic, and people just come in if they're just looking to buy shoes. It really is like kind of an all-in-one, stop, so you can have your purse stitched and make custom orthotics and get a sandal, all in one.
Shoes.
Yeah, all in one here. Yeah, Nobile Shoes. Yeah.
Nobile Shoes.
But so I worked there for a little while, for about 5 or 6 years, and went to school to be a podorthist. And that's kind of how I learned the industry.
I really admire you. So I was having trouble with that word, podorthist.
Podorthist, yes.
Podorthist.
Yes.
Podorthist. And so that's why you're so involved in this. It's not casual.
No, it's not. No, this is, you have to get certified, go to school, and you have to really,
learn the foot, right?
Yeah, it's the study of biomechanics. So, it's in line with, the kinetic chain and, how people move, basically. So
I'm sure you have a lot of runners that come in and they're having foot problems, aren't they?
Yep. We get a lot of runners in. We really like to see runners come because we have an ability to analyze gait really well, and not only that, but modify and insert professionally because we're allowed to fabricate. We make them from scratch. We were making Jack Nicklaus's orthotics when he was playing. So professional athletes come in and we work with them as well. So.
I was seeing people playing tennis. You can imagine what their feet go through, right?
Yeah.
How many times do they have to change this? Like ballet dancers. You have to keep changing your shoes, right?
Yeah. We work even with young tennis players that are coming in, kids that are coming in that need certain stability if their feet are excessively pronated or something like that. We work with them too.
So while you're here, I have a question. It has nothing to do with how to fit your feet, but what do you put in your feet so that they don't smell? Put on in your shoes, I mean.
We have like sneaker balls. So
What, a sneaker ball?
They're just like little deodorizers that you can use. Take your inserts out, air them out. There's all kinds of different products that are out there, but we carry a number of them.
You do, because I wind up putting baby powder into my shoes.
Oh yeah.
I shouldn't do it because I get this white stuff all over. But
we see that quite often. Yeah, baby powder. Yeah,
baby powder just to get something right.
Yeah, you can use that.
Yeah,
it clumps up over time, so I wouldn't recommend too much. But
So do you have Let's say, do you have fancy shoes too? So you have high heels that women want to wear?
Yeah, we have. I mean, we don't have like stilettos, where they're really, really high, because that's not our market.
I mean, here, you can look at my show. Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, we have wedges like that.
Do you really?
Yeah, we've got nice shoes.
I'm going to come visit you. When are you there? Are you go back and forth from the different?
Yeah, I go back and forth. We have other podorthists on staff, so they're also there to analyze, and our staff are very, very well trained, all of them. So we're, you come in, you're going to get, you're going to see what you need, whatever you need, anywhere from an athletic shoe to a dress shoe. We carry wide widths in dress shoes as well.
That's unusual.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's always a problem. You squeeze your foot in. And years ago, we all wore stockings. And when you wear stockings, you can get into shoes and it's easier. Now we don't. At least now I don't do them anymore.
Yeah, we carry like compression stockings and things like that, and over-the-counter stockings for people that have swelling if they get a prescription from their doctor. But
I think we just need to go and have a tour.
Yeah, it is a lot.
How large is the store in Delray?
Well, it's where the Gaspard Shoes store was, so I just took over that location.
Oh, I see.
And,
okay, so you're in. You're not in the mall. You're just on Military where that is.
Yeah, in the Bed Bath & Beyond Plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah, where Atlantic and Military meet. Mm-hmm.
Right. So tell me about Palm Beach Gardens. Where are you there?
We're on Northlake in Military, where the Joseph's Market and Home Goods Plaza is, right there next to the Wendy's. And
so do you actually have a lot of walk-in traffic?
Yeah, we do.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
So people are thinking you're just a little shoe store, right?
No, people.
Do they really know what you do?
They learn very quickly. Yeah, and we get a lot of customers that say, where were you, years ago? Where were you 6 months ago?
Where were you in my life? Right now, my feet are destroyed and didn't know about you.
Yeah, we have window appeal, so we're, a lot of the name brands that you see. A lot of places we carry those brands. But we have really good-looking, unique brands that you can't find anywhere else. I mean, I spend a lot of time researching these brands. I can analyze a shoe and see its structure, if it has a shank, if it's going to be supportive enough, and then you have to look from there, if it's going to be appealing enough. We want shoes that look good. We don't want, old-looking podorthic shoes,
Exactly.
We're all human, right? We all have a pulse. So
no, exactly.
So we really do try our best to find good-looking shoes, and pertaining to a market that even if you're in your 30s, your 20s, your 40s, it's one of those things where you're gonna find good. We have a lot of shoes that pertain even to that younger market. Our niche is, an older demographic that has trouble with their feet of some sort, but you don't have to have troubled feet to get the right shoe, to get a shoe that's not going to cause trouble. Your feet are worth spending money on because you only got 2 of them. If you buy a good mattress, you want to spend that same money or more on shoes, throughout the year, because doctors say spend money for your physical health, spend money on your shoes and your mattress. If your lower back's hurting, it's because probably, you're not sleeping, in a good mattress and your feet aren't hurting. I'm not saying that I'm not diagnosing anybody on the radio for their back pain.
But people should be concerned. Is what you're saying is people don't think about that. They think about their mattress now, but they don't think about their shoes. And I'm so glad you're working with us because I'm thrilled. I'm not buying shoes anywhere else. I'm going to go there.
Awesome.
Yeah, I am, because as I'm a gerontologist and I understand what older people go through. And if they can't walk, they're not going anywhere, then everything's going to go downhill.
Right.
Because it hurts. Maybe they'll walk they're not walking enough, and that's the problem with exercise. My feet hurt. They always say that. But unless, then they go and they get orthotics. But if they just go to a podiatrist and get orthotics, they still may not be wearing the right shoes.
Everyone wants to walk more. Everyone wants to be more mobile. Nobody wants to not be mobile and walk. And we have that conversation and how that incorporates a better lifestyle, a healthier lifestyle, a longer life. If you want to live longer, walk more, move more, I mean, I use an analogy of a river, right? If a river is moving, then you're going to have the ability to, create life, to inspire life. But if you have the experience of, you come up to a pond and it's stagnant, what's going on? There's flies everywhere, it's sitting water. Well, sitting and non-movement means, a loss of life.
Right.
And doctors
So
and everybody can affirm to that. But
everybody says just do a little walking, even if you don't do a lot.
Right.
And smart young people do try to walk, but there are many older people who do want to walk. They're always used to walking, but their feet just hurt. They think it comes because they're old, and it doesn't, does it?
Right. They're more than likely wearing the wrong shoe. So it's either too small, which crunches your metatarsals, crunches your toes, and just a too small a shoe will create a lot of problems. And we found, in study and research has shown that the majority of people are actually wearing the wrong size shoe, whether it be too narrow or too short, sometimes even too big, which can create some issues. But the majority of the time, it's because people can't find a good fitting shoe.
No. They can't find a person like you.
Yeah.
Podorthus.
Podorthus, yes.
Podorthus. That's the problem. And that's why this is joyful for me, that you're here and that you have 2 stores in different locations, which really covers Palm Beach County for us. So it's Nobile Shoes. They're in Delray and they're in Palm Beach Gardens. The phone number in Delray is 561-450-6684. My guest is Derek Schwartz, and he is the owner of Nobile Shoes, both of the stores.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that this happened for you. Hearing your story, you really took the route that a lot of people should do. You learned the business, and then you wound up, thank goodness, buying a business. And I can see that you're good. I can see that people going there are going to get what they're supposed to get.
Mm-hmm.
And so the next month, and you are so smart, I'd like you to write something about this, because you should be writing an article for us, because I don't have anything about this in our magazine. Yeah. And I think you could do a lot for us, so I'm going to get back at you on that one.
Yeah.
But I really want to thank you for, coming here and doing this, Derek. And we'll have a lot more stories about this because, as I said, I started out, I've never really had feet problems. I used high heels for years. And then all of a sudden, I must have just put, I had my old sneakers. They were fine. They go to buy new ones, and I bought the wrong ones. They were something for runners, and I'm not a runner. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and the podiatrist told me I had this, and I had, because I'm older, and I have this thing in my foot, and he went and made all these orthotics. And then someone said, why don't you go get a really good pair of sneakers? And I went to a stupid store. I did get one, and thank goodness I'm okay. It changed it. And so I don't have to wear those things, but I want to go and really get the right shoes from you.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. I walk. My livelihood is getting everywhere. I have to do that.
Yeah.
And so you're a blessing for us that you came to be with us. And
Delray needed Nobile Shoes,
They did.
because there's a big gap in providing good, shoes in wide widths. When Gaspard Shoes retired, and they moved out, not only, so there was a small gap in that, the area needed those right shoes, needed the SAS. People,
SAS.
we see people come in every day. They're like, man, I didn't know what to do when Gaspard Shoes left. And we're like, we're here, we're here. But not only that, but, the orthotics and the knowledge that now we have with a whole entire shoe repair lab.
Fabulous. I'm just so thrilled. Well, we'll have you back again, Derek. I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
And everybody think the name of Nobile Shoes, Nobile Shoes. They're in Palm Beach Gardens and in Delray. Thank you.
Thank you very much.